Okay. Now, if you write only this portion, what do you do on final expected results? Like the quiz must be added, quiz must be saved with attachment, or quiz must be saved without attachment. If you write only this and that one, it is test conditions or test scenarios. If you write detailed like this, it is called a test case. Then why should I write test case and test condition and test case? Because test condition is very quick. Within a few hours, I can write the test conditions for the entire application or the entire module. Test case is detailed. To write test case, I need screen designs very clearly. Otherwise, I will not be able to say which button I have to click. So test case needs more time. In mathematics paper, you usually do one thing, right? Before in the geometry, in the drawing assignment, you will first do a rough figure and then do an actual figure. Do you remember that? You first do a rough figure and then actual figure. Draw a right angle triangle with sides 3 and 4. That is the same way. Initially, you write test conditions very quickly. You get an outline. Then you write test case, you get a detailed picture. That's all. The high level planning is test conditions. Detailed planning is test cases. That is the only difference. Suppose you say, I don't have time. Then some companies will skip test case. They will write only test conditions because it is very quick. Just do a tick mark. But no test case, no test condition. I'll just test. No, that is not accepted. It is still accepted, but somewhere you have to document. Maybe today you don't have time, you don't document, but tomorrow you get time, document it. Always do not forget to document. That's an important factor in software. Now, the next part is, yesterday somebody mentioned in the last class that entire application items per page, let us say map users to work group, items per page. Just let us take only one thing. Items per page are not working. This is called bug or problem or issue or one and the same. Requirement says something, product says something, it is not matching. That means it is a bug. Bug means problem. Why? You know why it is called a bug? Let us go here and then say look for bug. Why it is called a bug? You see this red one? Why it is called a bug? Because in those days, when the computers were initially created, invented, and first few computers, one computer will occupy 2000 square feet. This is big whole room with a lot of valves, triode valves, diode valves, wires, some printer circuit boards. Computers are big. Computers are like a room or even a house. In that computer, bug, பூச்சி, right? வண்டு அல்லது பூச்சி in Tamil. Insects. It is called a bug. They used to come inside the room and suddenly, if there is a hot triode wall, it will sit on that, it will die, then it will drop on the PCB, it will short circuit something, it will have a problem, it will create a problem. So a bug or an insect coming inside the computer, doing some short circuit, and because of that something is not working, but you have to switch off the computer, do cleaning, everything, then redo everything. You have to redo. That is why a small bug used to create big problems in earlier days of hardware industry. So whenever there is a problem, they started calling it as bug. Oh, it should be a bug, it should be a bug. So problem or issue is now synonymous with bug. This is how the word bug started. Now when you find out requirement and this thing are not matching, okay, you call it as a bug. To say it as a bug, you need to create a bug report. You cannot simply say in this page it is not working. That is not sufficient. Okay, it's not sufficient. Now let me come back. What exactly we should do in a bug report? Now let me stop my screen sharing. Do you remember in 9th standard or 10th standard or even 8th standard, I don't remember exactly, in 9th only, write a complaint to the police station about the cycle, about your cycle theft. Your cycle is stolen. You have to write a complaint to the police station. What will you write? You are writing a complaint application to find out where the computer, where the cycle is. Do you remember that letter? Write a complaint to police about your stolen cycle. Now I think people raise the hands. That's good. Now tell me, what will you write? In that letter, just type it quickly. Just type one sentence in Q&A chat and then send it to me. In that letter, what will you write? Will you start writing, sir, my name is Nagarajan, born in this village, to my parents. My parents were great. I studied in this school. I was wearing an yellow shirt. Went to Mylapore on that day. Will you write like that? Or what will you write? To report a stolen cycle and then write a letter to the police. What will you write? What are all the key points that you should write? Or say your motorbike is stolen. Let us say cycle, motorbike is stolen. What will you do? What will you write in that letter? Please type it in the chat and then send it to me. I'll wait. Of course, from and to, you say from you, your address, phone number to sub-inspector, this particular police station. Subject, complaint about a stolen cycle. Request to find it. Dear sir or madam. What will you write after that? Your motorbike is stolen. Type it in Q&A chat. What will you write? Won't you write your bike's model? Will you write your bike model? Whether it is Honda or TVS Splendor or Scooty. Won't you write it? Splendor Plus, okay. Then what will you write? So you write the model of that. Then what will you write? Mention, you are specifying, right? You will have to specify. This is my bike. How the police knows that it is your bike? By what way they will identify your bike? You will say this is TVS Splendor. You will tell color. This is maroon color. Then you will also write this is the number plate. Then this is my engine chassis number, because number plate can be easily changed, but engine chassis cannot be, number cannot be changed. This is my engine chassis number. Then what will you write? These are all the things that identifies the bike. Then what will you write? So model, color, number plate, engine chassis number. Apart from that, what will you write? Individual identity of the bike, yes, correct, you're right. Sometimes you would have put some stickers, yellow stickers with this symbol. You can put that. Any identification, specific identification marks over and above that. Over and above that. Won't you mention location where it is lost? Right? Always remember Vadivelu's joke. Kenathakano, right? It's a phenomenal joke. How many of you know Vadivelu's joke? Kenathakano, yeah, complaint. Right? It has got a meaning. He has proof that there was a well and now the well is gone. Right? So location, you have to mention, sir, I parked the bike in Kacheri Street near this shop. Correct. Last timing, when it was lost. Lost on date. Which date? Correct. So good. Somebody has already written letter. Bicycle logged in front of Taramangalam. Okay. High school. Then I went to buy some books at about 10 a.m. But when I returned 15 minutes later, I found my bicycle missing. Perfect. Correct. Good. So lost on date, time, color, all these things you mentioned. Because why? Because you are giving a complaint, someone should find it. So you need to give details. Unless you give those details, the other end will not know. So when it comes to, let me once again share my screen. When you are writing a bug report about something, okay, when you are writing something like that, work group is not working, then you need to say which page you got the error. You have to give the page name. This is where I get what error message you got. What error message you got? Because on the screen it would have given this error message. Now it is net, instead of error message, it's net, it is not working. Correct? You mention items per page is not working. Okay. When you say not working, what input you gave? What was the reaction by the system? You have to mention I entered 5 in that items per page and then clicked OK. The items per page was not changed to 5. That's a problem. So you have to mention that. Right? Page. Most importantly, what is the error message you got, or what inputs you gave? Suppose you uploaded a file and the file is not uploaded. What you have to give the file? This is the file I tried to upload. It was not working, and it had given some error message. What error message it gave? Right? And also we standard by principle we mention, if you are, it's a web application. If web application, mention which browser you use, which browser version you use, mention OS, what OS you use in your machine. Suppose I'm using Windows 10, I'm using Windows 30, because sometimes it may work in Windows 10, it may not work in Windows 11. Sometimes it may work in Red Hat Linux, it may not work in Ubuntu Linux. So by standard principle, what error, which page or which screen you have got this issue, what is the error message you got, what input you gave, what is the reaction of the system. You have to mention these. Plus, if it is a web application, what is the browser? I am using Chrome browser, I am using Safari browser, and my operating system is Apple Mac. My operating system is Windows 10. You have to mention that. Once you mention this, we will come to that. Many companies deal with Excel sheet, but most companies now have a bug tracking system. There is a bug tracking system. Like you apply leave, somebody approves the leave, you avail the leave, you go like that. There is a bug tracking system available. In the bug tracking system, you have to enter all these things. Okay. This is like you are filing a complaint that the product is not working as per the requirements document. Minimum, you must give all these things. Over and above, sometimes you can also say, attach the screenshot. If I do not know how to express that to the other end, to developer to fix it, what error message, you just give the whole screenshot and then attach it along with this report. Like you are giving photograph of your bike, insurance copy of your bike along the complaint, all those things you give. Same way you attach a screenshot also. Once you do this, a tester will file bug report. This is the first, second, next process. When it comes to test execution, in the test planning side, you will try test scenarios and test cases. When it comes to execution, you find a bug. Whenever you find a bug, you will file the bug report. You write it. You will not take the phone and then say, "Hey, Natarajan, that screen is not working. Can you fix it?" You cannot do that. Picking up the phone and then just like the telling and then not documenting is not correct. You have to document the problem. All problems must be documented. Otherwise, how do you get credit for finding the issue? You should also get credit. How many bugs I will get? Not in your hands, right? Somebody said purpose of web app. Yeah, see, OpenMentor is a web application, right? From browser to, remember, compatibility from browser to browser, the behavior, the display, everything slightly may change, right? So this is called compatibility issue. Same way when you change the Mac to Windows to Linux, some things will change. So you need to mention those things. Okay. So you have to give the bug report and you should also be given credit for that. If a tester finds 100 bugs, another guy finds only 5 bugs, there is something going on. That's not something is not right. Why so much? Is that tester, sometimes it may be luck also, because you test one module, another tester test another module. This module is developed by a bad developer, that is developed by a good developer. So this bad developer put a lot of problems in you may be lucky, but that is not quite frequent in every software industry. Okay, in every software company that is not quite frequent. One day you may be lucky, but not all the days. So to make sure that everything is clear for the reader, what you gave, what error message you got, what is the screenshot, what was the reaction by the system, what is the browser version, what is the operating system version, all you mention along with, if possible, a screenshot, that is called the bug report. This is a complaint about the product issue. This is complaint about an issue in the product. Is this clear to you? Is this clear to you all? If so, please raise your hands. Good. So now this is good. So I want to just have a quick recap. If you look at it, requirements study, understand the document. This is one thing that we talked about. Think about permutation combination. This is another step that we discussed. Write test scenarios. Another thing that we talked. Write test cases. This is another thing that we talked. Execute the test cases. When you get issue on product, file a bug report. These are all called process steps. You will do it in a sequence. This is how every software project will go like this only. Understand the requirements, think, write scenarios, write test cases, execute the test cases, you directly go to the product, do the test, right? Then when you get the issue, file a bug report. This is the standard process in testing. This has not changed. This process has not changed, at least to the last 30, 40 years or even 50 years. Standard, pretty standard process. Cash withdrawal mechanism or cash deposit withdrawal in banks has not changed. Same way, the process has not changed. Is this clear to you all? Good. Please give a reaction if so, if this is clear to you.